8.4. Assess security of acquired software. All the software that you didn't develop internally. Alright, you know the deal. If I don't go deep enough, use that prompt at the end of the session. This task has 5 subtasks, including 1. Commercial off-the-shelf software. These are what you typically buy. Right? These are pre-built solutions that organizations can integrate quickly, but they come with limited customization and vendor dependencies for security updates and patches. 2. Open source software. I'm a big fan. While it offers transparency and flexibility, it also requires careful scrutiny for vulnerabilities and licensing considerations. Third-party software. You need to assess the security practices of external vendors and continuously monitor their solutions for emerging risks. Managed services. These include outsourcing enterprise applications where clear service level agreements are essential to ensure security and performance. And 5. Cloud services. These are our software as a service, infrastructure, and platform as a service. Each has a shared responsibility model that both you and the cloud provider will share some security duties, and it makes it critical to assess how security is managed on both sides. Throughout this presentation, we'll cover each of these subtasks in more detail. And remember, the concepts here we're presenting are interconnected, so we're going to see a lot of stuff that we've seen already. But again, it reinforces it. So let's dive in. 8.4.1 Commercial Off-the-Shelf, or COTS software. This type of software is that pre-built, ready for integration into your organization's infrastructure. It's important to understand the trade-offs that come with using COTS solutions. Pre-validated solutions. These are typically validated by the vendor and come with support, update, and patches. This can save time and resources, but it also means you rely on the vendor for security updates. Customization limitations. On the downside of COTS products is the limited ability to customize them. Organizations often have to adapt their workflows to the software, which may impact your security posture if the solution doesn't align with your existing policies. Risk assessment. Before integrating any COTS software, you should conduct a thorough risk assessment. This means evaluating potential vulnerabilities and ensuring the product aligns with your organizational needs, both security-wise and functionality. Remember, COTS products come up in other exam domains, especially when it comes to vendor management and risk mitigation. So security assessments of COTS software are part of the broader picture of maintaining a strong security posture in your organization. 8.4.2 Open source software. Open source software offers a lot of flexibility, but it also comes with unique security considerations that are important. Source code availability. Unlike COTS, open source software allows you to inspect, modify, and enhance the source code to meet your organization's specific needs. This transparency can be a security advantage, but it also means that vulnerabilities are publicly visible to the attackers as well. Community-driven development. Open source projects are often maintained by a global community of developers. While this can drive innovation for security and improvements, it also means that you're dependent on the community for updates. You need to stay proactive in monitoring changes and updates to these projects. Licensing considerations. Open source software comes in various licenses, such as GPL or MIT, which dictate how you can modify and redistribute the software. This is a crucial point for the exam, as understanding compliance with these licenses is part of ensuring your organization's legal and security posture. Cost implications. While open source is often seen as free, customization, support, and integration may incur costs. Unlike COTS or freeware, where you rely on the vendor for updates, open source software requires your team to maintain security patches and integrations. Security and risk management. Since you can review the source code, open source software allows for deeper security assessments. But this also places more responsibility on your organization to actively manage security risks. Personally, though, I'm a big AI fan, and I highly support the open source and fully decentralized model. 8.4.3 third-party software. Understanding the security implications of using third-party software can be critical, as third-party risks are a common concern in most organizations today. Some key topics include vendor risk assessment. The first step when using third-party software is conducting a thorough vendor risk assessment. This involves evaluating the vendor's security practices, their compliance with regulations, and how their software might impact your organization's overall security. Contractual security requirements. When dealing with third parties, it's important to include specific security clauses in your contracts. These should outline performance expectations, security requirements, and penalties for non-compliance. This ensures alignment with your organization's policies and provides legal protection. Continuous monitoring. Just because a third-party vendor is compliant at the time of contract signing doesn't mean they're going to stay that way. Continuous monitoring of third-party services is crucial for identifying the emerging risks or any compliance issues. And data protection and access controls. A key concern with third-party vendors is ensuring they implement robust data protection measures and access controls. You want to ensure that sensitive information is properly safeguarded, especially if the vendor is integrating with your internal systems. 8.4.4 Managed services, such as enterprise applications or outsourced IT management, are a common solution for organizations that want to focus on their core business activities. However, they also come with their own set of security concerns, which is important. First, we deal with outsourced IT management. With managed services, your organization is relying on an external provider to manage critical IT functions. This creates a discrepancy in the provider's security posture and processes, so you need to assess them carefully before committing to service. Service level agreements. One of the key tools to manage this risk is through strong service level agreements. SLAs define the expectations for performance, security, uptime, and incident response time. For the exam, understanding the importance of SLAs in managed services is essential. Scalability and flexibility. Managed services often offer scalability, which allows your organization to grow and adjust as service levels are needed. However, it's crucial to ensure that security measures scale with the service. A scalable service should still meet the security standards of your organization and their requirements. Continuous monitoring and support. Another benefit of managed services is continuous monitoring and support. While this can reduce the burden on your internal team, you'll still need to ensure that managed service provider is meeting all security requirements and promptly addressing any issues that arise. And cost efficiency. Managed service can offer cost savings, but the trade-off often involves relying on the provider for security. You need to ensure that the cost savings don't come at the expense of robust secure practices. These managed service principles are interconnected with other parts of the exam, such as risk management, vendor management, and access control. So you'll need to know how to evaluate and manage third-party relationships while maintaining strong security controls. 8.4.5 Cloud services, which include software as a service, SaaS, infrastructure as a service, IaaS, I don't know, you say IaaS, and platform as a service, PaaS. Cloud services are a major focus on the exam due to the widespread adaptability and the unique security challenges they present. First, we talk about the shared responsibility model. One of the most important concepts for understanding your risk is the shared responsibility model, which defines which aspects of security are managed by the provider and which are the responsibility of the organization, and it depends on the service model you're using. Misunderstanding this can lead to gaps in security, so it's crucial to evaluate the responsibilities carefully for each service model. Data protection and compliance. When using cloud services, it's vital to evaluate how data is protected both in transit and at rest. This includes encryption capabilities and ensuring the cloud provider complies with industry standards and regulatory requirements. Identity and access management. Robust IAM is a key to securing cloud resources. You'll need to assess how the cloud provider handles authentication and role-based access controls and other attributes, and how well their system integrates with your existing identity providers. Network security and isolation. Especially for infrastructure and platform, you should assess the provider's network security features, such as virtual private clouds, firewalls, and network segmentation. Proper network isolation is critical for ensuring that cloud-hosted resources are protected from external threats. And incident response and business continuity. Cloud services often come with specific considerations for incident response and business continuity. You'll need to review the cloud provider's incident response procedures and ensure they align with your organization's needs for uptime, data recovery, and access logs in case of an incident. The cloud services domain touches on many areas, so be prepared. All right, wrapping up this domain. Some key takeaways about Task 8.4. We talked about comprehensive software evaluation. Whether COTS, open source, third-party, managed services, cloud providers, each type of software requires careful evaluation to ensure it aligns with your organization's security policies. Risk management and compliance. Conducting a thorough risk assessment is essential before integrating any acquired software. Ensuring the solutions meet security, compliance, and regulatory requirements is a foundational task for any security professional. Customization and flexibility. Recognize the limitations of certain software types like COTS and managed services, which may restrict customization. On the other hand, open source and cloud solutions often provide flexibility, allowing you to tailor security measures to your organization's needs. Vendor and community engagement. For COTS and third-party software, collaboration with vendors is key to ensuring timely updates and patches. With open source software, staying engaged with the developer community helps in identifying emerging security risks. Ongoing monitoring and adaptation. Continuous monitoring is critical for all acquired software. As security needs evolve, so must your strategies for keeping software secure and up to date. This ties back to the idea that security is an ongoing process, not a one-time action. All right, let's test it out on the next slide. One of the things I hear you might want to do, especially in software, is look at the different models from COTS to third party to open source and look for the most appropriate testing methods. So ask your LLM assistant there to particularly focus on which models are tested in which ways and best practices. All right, and as always, enjoy, and I'll see you in our last domain, 8.5, coming up soon.